Hi, this is Tasha Yoder, and welcome to everyone out there who is getting the newsletter and reading my blog. I really appreciate it. So this week, my topic is 5 video objections busted, and what better way than to be on video to tell you about these 5 video objections. The first one is the camera equipment is expensive. So of course when they're talking about that, they might be talking about something like this. This is a digital video camera. This happens to be a Canon. Has a screen, that flips out all the fancy stuff. And yes, that's a little bit expensive. The other thing that's a little bit expensive is digital SLR, single lens reflex, one of those big fancy, normal photography cameras. They oftentimes have the ability to take video as well. But here's the thing. In order to do video, you don't need either one of those. That's nice if you were doing really high quality video. But what we're talking about today is video for you and for your clients and your business. Not necessarily a highly produced commercial, kind of like the video I'm doing for you today. So I'm using a webcam. Obviously I can't show you the webcam that I am videotaping on, but I actually have another one. This is a standalone webcam that's from a company called Logitech that's pretty well known. So you can buy webcams that fit into your USB. Those are fairly cheap. There's also these little point and shoot cameras. We almost all have one of these. These are fairly reasonable, and if you have one, again, chances are fairly good if you bought one in the past, 5 years, even 10 years probably. It has the ability to capture video on it. It has a little button for that. So the last one is a device that many of us have. This is a smartphone. This happens to be my smartphone, of course. And smartphones, the cameras on smartphones are getting really highly sophisticated, and they can capture video, audio. You could do stills, of course. And the technology just keeps going in leaps and bounds. So every time you buy a new camera, it's got even more capacity, higher resolution, etc. So if you're starting out in video, chances are you have one of those devices already, and you don't need to go out and buy anything else. That's all you need. The second objection that you might have is that editing software is very complicated. Now, it's true, you can buy editing software that's very complicated, but any computer that you buy, a Mac or a PC, comes loaded with free software. So a Mac computer comes loaded with iMovie, and a PC computer, typically if it has Windows on it, and any sort of software loaded at all, it's going to come with Movie Maker. And with those pieces of software, you can upload a video, or even sometimes it'll actually record the video for you if you're using your webcam. And you can do really some very simple edits, cutting, the back end and the front end. So if you're like me, when I sit down to do a video like this, I start out by turning on my webcam, and oftentimes it takes me like 1 or 2 intros before I actually really get it going. Sometimes I make faces to get myself to relax, or I breathe and I, sit for a little minute. And then of course at the end, you've got yourself kind of reaching for something to shut it off, all those kind of things. So all of this free software, you can cut that stuff off at the ends, and chances are pretty good that there's some other ways that you can edit using that software as well. So in the beginning, it's what I used in the beginning, the free software that came on my computer. It's really easy, and it works. It works just to get you started. The third objection typically is, I don't like the way I look. So I get on camera, I go to edit it, and I look really awkward. I don't like the way I look. But you know what? I've been out already at a networking event today. I stood up in front of about 25 ladies and gave like my 1-minute introduction kind of thing. And I did the same thing yesterday. And I'm guessing that on camera, on this video to you, I probably look exactly the same way. So why would I use that as an objection? Sure, I don't like what I look like on video, but everybody else knows what I look like. They know what I sound like. They know what I'm like when I get excited and talk passionately about something. So when you're on video, that's all you're capturing. You're capturing you, and everybody else already knows what you are like. Fourth objection it's not perfect. Well, my theory is that perfection is overrated. Again, we're not talking about some commercial, highly produced commercial that you're doing for something. We're talking about a video that you're doing to either put online, put on Facebook, do a little promotion for yourself, communicate maybe with your customers and clients. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Now, the two things that I would say that if you want to be kind of happy with what you're getting is you want to look at lighting. You want bright lighting. You don't want lighting that's dim or from some weird angle. That's going to make you look kind of odd. And then the other thing is the camera angle. That does have something to do with it. So you'll notice that my camera, so I'm going to put my hand out, my camera is up here. Now, if someone was using a webcam, normally that's going to be here. And you can tell, oh, you can't even see my hand based on where the camera is, right? Normally that camera is going to be like down here. It's going to be kind of looking up at you. You can tell when you see that. You'll see videos, when people are talking into their camera. And it's kind of, they're kind of leaning over and talking down into the webcam. So I would encourage you as much as you can, whether you have an external webcam or even if you have an internal webcam, you want to get that camera up so that it's kind of at your eye level or even a little higher. That you're going to be so much happier with that. So those are the two things, lighting and the camera angle, that I would tell you to pay attention to. They're going to make you much happier with your video results. And then the final one, the final objection is, I don't know what to say. Well, say what you would say if you were in person with someone or if you were in person with a group. It can be a little hard. Like I said, sometimes it takes me a couple times to kind of get started and get through it, but the more natural you can be if you can imagine someone on the other side. Sometimes in the beginning it's useful even to get someone on the other side of that camera. So grab a friend, grab your son or daughter and put them on the other side of the camera and talk to them and record that. That is going to be very natural, and that's really what you want. So when you're talking about what you want to say, if it's a promo for a product, talk about what makes you excited about it. If you're talking with your newsletter group like this, right? Talk about content. Talk about the things that you would normally maybe write about, but you don't want to take the time to write it. You could just do a thank you to someone. So why would you do video? First, it is a really personal way to communicate, and your emotions can come through, your passion can come through in a way that may not be true with writing. And if you do video enough, you can actually do it faster than you could maybe write a blog or write a newsletter out to your folks. So in that sense, it can be really, really powerful. And then the other side of it is that if you're using it for promotion, if you're like using it on Facebook or social media, or if you're using it on your own website, you actually get higher rankings from using video. So Google loves video, Facebook loves video. So if you can pop something out there in video, oftentimes that can actually help your promotion. It can help things not necessarily go viral, because you can't plan what goes viral, but you can help it reach more people. How do you go about doing this? How do you get more comfortable if you're not comfortable? It's like anything else in life. When you want to take something up, it is about, of course, practice, practice, practice. It's how I started. I got a webcam. I just started playing with software. I started playing with talking on the software. I was definitely not comfortable in the beginning. I'm still sometimes not comfortable. But it's a fabulous way to get started. Just do a 2-minute promo for something that you have. Even if you're not going to put it out there, even if you're never going to publish it, practice, practice, practice until you can put up a camera or hold up your phone in front of you and do a little 30-second video and be comfortable with it. So that's it. Your video objections are busted. And I would be happy to, if you want to practice, do a video and send it to me. I'd be happy to give you feedback and take a look at it and celebrate the fact that you took that step. Thanks, and I'll see you next week.